Today's story came from a listener in Lagos. When I read her message, I knew I had to share it because it could happen to almost anyone. Welcome back to our Tales channel where we share true stories and the lessons we can learn from them. She began by saying that what happened to her was not a joke, a movie scene, or something made up for social media. This was a real experience that happened only a few days before she sent the story to me. That day started like every other normal day. She had visited a friend and was now heading home somewhere in the mainland. She decided to take a commercial tricycle, just as he had done many times before. She found a seat at the back of the keke. An older woman sat beside her, while Lassa sat at the other end of the seat. Nothing looked strange, and the ride felt just like any other journey in Lagos Mainland. The driver moved through traffic while passengers minded their business. She expected to arrive her bus stop soon and had no idea that her day was about to change completely. After about 5 minutes, the man sitting at the end suddenly said he had missed his stop and needed to get down. The driver stopped, collected his money, and allowed him to leave the keke. Only a few seconds later, the driver looked surprised. He said the man had given him $100 instead of local money. The passengers inside the keke reacted because that was a lot of money to lose by mistake. Wanting to help, me and the elderly women insisted that we call the man back. He must have made an honest mistake. After all, anyone would want their money returned, especially such a large amount in difficult economic times. The driver called out to the man, and he quickly returned to the keke. He thanked everyone for being honest and said he appreciated their kindness. At the time, the situation still seemed completely normal to her. The man then introduced himself. He said he was from Cotonou and had arrived in Nigeria only 2 days earlier. He explained that he was having problems in Nigeria because people kept trying to cheat him. He said he did not know who to trust and was worried that someone might steal his money if he was not careful. The man also said he had dollars but did not know how to change them into naira. He kept repeating that he was scared and needed help finding someone honest enough to assist him with the exchange. She was almost at her bus stop in the next 3 stops. Even so, she felt sorry for him because being in a new country can sometimes be confusing and stressful. Trying to help, she suggested asking friends if they knew someone who exchanged money safely. She thought it was a simple idea that might solve the problem. The dollar man quickly refused the idea. He said he could not trust strangers and worried that someone might steal his money. The fewer people who knew about the money was best. She then suggested going to a bank because banks are usually the safest place for money matters. To her, it seemed like the sensible solution to the problem he was facing. Before anyone else could speak, the older woman beside her interrupted. She said banks would ask for documents or identification that the visitor probably did not have because he had just arrived in Nigeria. She admitted later that she did not know whether that information was correct or not. Still, the woman sounded confident, and that confidence made everyone else stop discussing the bank option completely. Our driver soon joined the conversation and said he knew another place where money could be exchanged quickly. According to him, there would be no delays and no need for complicated paperwork or forms. The man then begged her to follow them if she doesn't mind and insisted that she was the only person he trusted. The driver added that the place was just down the road. Before she could hesitate and think twice about getting down or following them. They had just passed her bus stop and the driver has increased his speed trying to reach the down the road faster. The older woman beside her joined the conversation again. She jokingly asked if they were planning to leave her out of the arrangement. According to the woman, if money was going to be exchanged, then everyone involved should benefit somehow. The man's expression changed slightly when he heard the elderly woman's comments. He seemed unsure for a moment before repeating that he trusted only the young woman telling the story. He insisted that she stay with him throughout the exchange process as he would compensate her. As they continued moving, she noticed something worrying. The bus no longer seemed to be following the route she expected. Streets looked unfamiliar, and she started wondering exactly where they were going. As if on impulse, the older woman kept asking the driver, "We never reach. Are we going to heaven?" while also encouraging our writer to stay and help our money guy. She cracked jokes about the compensation formula. Hearing another passenger support the idea made the situation feel less dangerous. The man shared more stories about his trip and the items he had brought from Cotonou. He spoke confidently and always seemed to have an answer ready for every question. The longer she listened, the more uncomfortable she became. She notices that they were moving farther away from familiar places, and the feeling that something was wrong continued growing inside her mind. She considered calling someone but worried about overreacting. Everyone else looked calm, and nobody seemed afraid. For a moment, she wondered if she was simply imagining problems. Later, she realized how carefully everything had happened. Nobody rushed her or threatened her. Instead, trust was built slowly through conversations, kindness, and requests that seemed harmless. The story hasn't even started yet. If you're interested in AI influencing and using AI to create content online, I've got you covered. This beginner-friendly training will help you learn step by step. It includes live question and answer sessions, giving you the chance to learn, ask questions, and grow your skills. Check the pinned comment below to get started. See you in class. Remember, the man explained that some chemicals he imported were being held by customs officers. According to him, they were about to seize everything. Trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. In part 2, the journey leads to places she never expected. Was this a carefully planned scam? Drop your thoughts below.